Welcome back, sports fans, to the Haiden Haley Colonial Sports Podcast, where we cover all things Colonial sports related. As always, I'm your host, Haiden Haley. Now, riding shotgun with me today is one of our brightest, most talented shooting guards on campus. Please help me giving a nice warm welcome to Marshall Baker. Marshall, thanks for coming on the show today. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. This was a meeting we've been trying to put together for a while. I'm glad we could finally make it happen. Now, for the people that don't know you as well as I do, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe some hobbies, other talents, stuff like that.
Well, I came to PW. I transferred from Norristown end of my sophomore year. I don't think a lot of people know that. Well, I used to go to the camps at PW. That's how I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, on to the first segment of our show is our stat review. Now, Marshall, I have some stats here from the season, and they are quite good. You are the third highest scorer on the team with 10 points. You are behind Quadir Bennett with 18 a game and Jaden Colsey with just about 14. You have 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals per game, along with 2 deflections. 40% from the field shooting, 30% from three, and 72% from the free throw line. Those are really good numbers. You have just about a sixth of the team's total points, which is 60 per game. Did you know you had those stats?
No, I really don't pay too much attention to the stats like that.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, it's good to stay humble. Now, for the first question we have for you today, why don't you just tell me a little bit about your basketball career and how you got to where you are now?
Well, I always was around basketball. My cousins, they usually they play basketball a lot, and then my whole family is sports oriented, and then that's how I got into sports.
That's good. Now, for the second question today, was there a particular moment this season that you knew that you and your guys could make a good playoff run?
Well, after our slow start, we started off 4-5, and then we got it going, and we went on an 11-game win streak, and then that's when I believed we can make a run in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's usually once you pass that 500 marker, things start to get easy.
Right.
Things start to get clicking. Now, for the third question we have for you today. How does it feel to be a part of Colonial's basketball program with such a rich history of winning?
It feels great. Putting on that jersey and then having Colonials right on your chest, it feels great knowing that a lot of great players played before me and then representing that name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of good, great people on the coaching staff and obviously a lot of great players before you. Now for the fourth question today, speaking about the coaches, can you just talk about the relationship that you have with your coaches and how they made you a better player?
Yeah, I feel like I have a very good relationship with all my coaches. I feel like I can go to them for anything. Even when I'm anything not related to basketball, I feel like I can still go to them. Even my coach, Chuck Moore, I feel like I can go to him a lot.
Yeah, a lot of special teams coaches covering a lot of different things on that sideline. So it's nice that you have a good personal relationship, not just basketball. Now for some of our final comments today, I just wanted to talk about a few games that I thought were worth highlighting in this podcast that you had throughout this season. First one I want to touch on, these aren't really in order, but was the Upper Dublin game. You're at Upper Dublin. You have 3 games to go before you have a chance of making playoffs, and luckily you did. A little spoiler there. And this game went into, was it 1 or 2 overtimes? 2 overtimes?
Yeah, it was 2 overtimes.
2 overtimes. You're on the floor, of course, playing that shooting guard position. And you come out of the timeout with 7 seconds left. You inbound the ball. Can you walk us through that play? Maybe what went on in the
Well,
huddle?
Q was hot the whole game, and then we were trying to find him, and he's always had that clutch gene and was able to make that shot. So we found him, and then he shot a shot that I didn't think it was going in, but it went in.
For those of you that may not know what he's talking about, Quadir Bennett had a left wing buzzer 3 after a mean turnaround, just right in the Upper Dublin defender's face, and was good. Didn't even need a 3. Wasn't a tie game?
No. Yeah, it was tied.
So a lot of confidence shooting that 3. You don't even need a 3. The next game I want to talk about is the Methacton game. You're at home, first Saturday game, and Methacton was the 1 seed then, and they were the 1 seed to finish off anyway. How does it feel to play that game?
Well, we came out slow, to start that game. We went down by 20. Luckily, we brought it back to down 2, if I'm not mistaken. And then we had a couple turnovers, and then we at the result we lost the game.
Yeah, well, you know what they say: if you're not going to take care of the onion, it's going to make you cry. But you did have a nice run at the end, 8 to 10 points straight, points off of turnovers, and then the turnovers just came back to bite you, unfortunately. Now, the next game I want to talk about is the Wissahickon game. and that is you're at home. It's the last game of the regular season. Kind of like the playoff push point, because you were ranked 25th before that game, went back up to 16 because you won, and then just kind of in between before the power rankings were final. How was that game?
Well, it was a lot of emotions. Well, it was taking our rival, and then it was also senior night. So like, senior night gave us that like extra push. Like we got to get this win, and then like just play free. It was like could have been the last game of the season, and like no, just leave it all out there on the floor.
Yep, go big or go home, and you certainly went big, and that was for the district. Well, the district and state.
Yeah, that was to get in district playoffs.
Okay, nice. So now that speaking of district playoffs, that's the next game I want to talk about. This was technically the qualifying game to kind of get in the bracket, and that was at Central Bucks South.
Yeah.
Maybe some key points about that game.
Yeah, they were lights out from the shooting. I think they made like 10. Like they made a lot of threes, and then like they weren't missing. And we exhausted them with our defense. We always play up the line and getting your defender and. We came back and won that game.
Yeah, you guys have a great defense. Really bring pressure all the way around the arc and even inside with your bigs. Now the next game I want to talk about is Downingtown West. This is technically the first game of the state playoffs that you were in for sure. And that was at Downingtown West, and kind of pulled a little bit of an upset there at Downingtown. Went out there and shot really well, it seemed like.
Yeah, their team. They have a good team over there. They have a real good point guard. His name is D West. He's very good, and he was like tough to stop. We had to like keep all eyes on him at all times.
Yeah,
because he can get hot like really fast.
Yeah, probably triple-double machine, passing, scoring, rebounding, the whole nine. You brought a lot of high pressure, I guess, on the defensive end. Yeah. And you're certainly good for that. You and Jaden Colsey, two guards, bringing that high pressure. Must be scary for that D West character. Now, the next game I want to talk about is the Cheltenham game. You're at Cheltenham. Cheltenham was the number 3 seed in this district bracket. Not too far away, kind of a close team. And that was a close game. I believe you just lost by 10 points, and then a little bit of heat at the end, too, between the fans, it seemed like.
Yeah, I didn't know what really happened. My back was turned. I was inbounding the ball. It came out of, like, a timeout, and then, like, I see, like, people, like, going into the stands, and, like, I don't know. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah. So just made the game a little bit interesting, it seemed like. And now the final game I want to talk about was the Garnett Valley game. You're at home. That's the first game of states because every team, I believe, gets one home game in that state playoff bracket. And that was a close game. Another overtime thriller where Garnett Valley comes down and they hit a 3-ball well behind the left wing.
Yeah.
Was it off the glass? No, I think it just went off.
Yeah, it just went in.
Yeah, it just went in?
Yeah.
Bank shots are usually worse. You're just like, oh, how could that possibly fall? And then you guys come back in OT and really just kind of had them from the beginning, and then you got into the double bonus, and it seemed like it was wrapped up from there.
Yeah, we had to figure out their zone and like how to, like certain spots of where to score from.
Yeah.
And they play a really good zone defense, and then like they have a lot of shooters too.
Yeah, zones are usually hard to stop, especially when you're shooting well on the other end.
Right.
So now that will conclude our show for today. Marshall, thank you for joining me. We covered a lot of great stuff today.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you as my second guest, first basketball player. And as always, special thanks to Mr. McWilliams and Mr. Cahill for making this possible, and to all our fantastic cast and crew here at the CITV Club in Room A3. Now have a happy and wholesome day, guys, and I will see you in my next episode.
Thank you.